Her father arranged her marriage to the most handsome prince in the Mediterranean world. Her mother arranged something else entirely. Not long after the wedding, it was Berenice's own mother and her new husband who became lovers. They carried on their affair in plain view, as if Berenice didn't exist, as if she wasn't standing right there. She was. And Berenice, queen, warrior, the most dangerous woman in Cyrene, was not the kind of person you did this to. This is the story of a mother, a daughter, a stolen husband, and the night everything came due. Berenice II was born around 267 BCE, the only child of Magas, the independent king of Cyrene, a Greek city on the coast of what is now Libya. From the moment she could walk, she was being prepared for power. She learned to fight and ride from a young age, and even went to war alongside her father. In one great battle, her father had lost heart and fled the field, the army ready to follow. But Berenice rode up, rallied the soldiers, and led them to victory herself. She was a teenager. She was already hailed as Basiliska, queen, on coins even in her father's lifetime, not a princess waiting for a crown, a queen in every way that mattered, just waiting for the paperwork to catch up. Her father had one plan for her future, a marriage to Ptolemy III of Egypt, her half-cousin, a political alliance that would keep Cyrene safe and powerful. Then her father died, and her mother had a very different plan. When Magas died, Berenice's mother Apama, a Seleucid princess with her own political ambitions, refused to honor the Egyptian marriage agreement. She had spent years resenting Egypt's influence over Cyrene. Now, with her husband gone, she saw her chance. Apama offered the hand of her beautiful young daughter and threw her the throne of Cyrene to Demetrius the Fair, a Macedonian prince. He was called the Fair because he was extraordinarily handsome. He accepted the match and married Berenice. For a moment it must have seemed like it could work. A handsome husband, a powerful kingdom, a future. Then Berenice started noticing things. Not long after the marriage, it was Apama and Demetrius who became lovers. They carried on their affair openly, in plain view of Berenice, as if she were furniture, as if the queen whose kingdom he now sat on was simply not worth the inconvenience of discretion. Her own mother, her own husband. Berenice waited, watched, and made a decision, not in rage, not impulsively, but with the cold, precise calculation of a woman who had been leading armies since she was a girl. She was done waiting. Berenice assembled her most trusted soldiers and led them through the palace herself, straight to her mother's chamber, where the lovers were together. Apama heard them coming. She wrapped her own body around Demetrius, trying to shield him. The soldiers killed him anyway, right there, in front of her. Berenice waited in the forechamber until it was done. She didn't need to watch. She already knew how it would end. Then came the decision that said everything about who Berenice really was. She spared her mother's life, completely. No prison, no execution, no exile. It was Berenice's intention that her mother should live, with her horror, with her shame, with the memory of what happened in that room, for the rest of her life. Death would have been a mercy. Berenice was not feeling merciful. With Demetrius gone, Berenice returned to her father's original plan and married Ptolemy III of Egypt, bringing Cyrene back into the Ptolemaic Empire in a single stroke. She was celebrated as one of the most beloved queens of the Hellenistic era, depicted on coins, on vase paintings, in political inscriptions, not just as a queen beside her king, but as a ruler in her own right. When Ptolemy III marched to war, Berenice made a vow at the temple of Aphrodite. She cut off her hair and offered it as a sacrifice, praying for his safe return. The next morning, the lock of hair had vanished from the temple. The astronomer Conan declared he had found it as a new constellation in the night sky. The constellation still exists. It still carries her name, Coma Berenices, the hair of Berenice, visible on any clear night in any part of the world more than 2,000 years later. A woman betrayed by her mother, abandoned by her husband, forced to order a murder in a palace corridor, and the universe made her immortal for it. Berenice had 6 children with Ptolemy III. She outlasted him on the throne, and when her own son came to power, he had her killed. In the ancient world, power and tragedy were the same story told twice. But look up on a clear night, find the constellation between Leo and Virgo. She's still there. History never gets cold. I'm Coffee and Ash. See you next week.